I have a small hole and it got through the base of the heart and moved up and into my brain. Because I was healthy. You know, I was basically healthy. It changed my life. It really changed my life. God is trying to tell you something. I'm 37. I'm healthy. I exercise 3 to 4 days a week. I eat relatively healthy. I was in the right, weight range for a person my age and height. And I just thought I was a, busy person. I just thought, you're in school, you're, running, an organization, you're building a house. You're just really a, you're intense person that's got this intensity magnitude in your life. And as soon as some of it slows down, then your headaches will go away and you'll be fine. No thought, not one thought that maybe it was a stroke. I didn't even know I had a stroke actually until after I ended up in the hospital and woke up in that emergency department and my dad walked in. I didn't even know I had a stroke. So I am one of 12 children. So I'm number 8 of 12. I'm the 8th oldest. My dad was the strong leader of our family, and we all adored him. He was this big giant of a man, 6'5", big guy, that was gentle and adorable and compassionate and passionate and loved the Lord and loved the people. So I was 37 years old. I was a busy type A personality, 37-year-old woman that felt like and could do a lot and was doing a lot. At that time, I was running the operations of a large organization. I was building a house and in graduate school working on my MBA. And I started getting these headaches. And I'm a nurse, so, I figure a headache, ibuprofen was my medicine of choice. So I would take ibuprofen for it, but I'd have these headaches. I had them for every day for a year. So one day in October of 97, I was in my boss's office, and my boss was a physician. And then I looked at her, and all of a sudden I could only see half of her suit. She had on a bright green suit, a gorgeous bright green suit. And I looked at her and I said, I can only see half of your body. Well, she's a physician, so that instantly got her attention. And she said, what do you see? And I said, I see your green suit in one eye, but all I see in the other eye is black. And I noticed she got instantly alerted, and all she had time to ask me was, who do you call? So naturally, I said, call my dad, because I knew my dad could get a prayer through. Whatever was happening, he could get a prayer through. So if you call him first, whatever happens between now and where I end up, he will have prayed and his prayers get answered. So I passed out right after saying that. By the time I got to the emergency department, I was paralyzed. I had drooping of the face. I was blind. I mean, all of this had happened in that time. And what I remember most is my father walking into the emergency department. Because by the time my father walked in, by the time he walked in, I could see. I could start seeing. Just like seeing images. And so over time, I ended up being in the hospital for 10 days. And so they diagnosed me as having a pretty serious stroke. When I left the hospital, I had a lot of weakness for about 2 years, actually. I mean, I'm fully recovered, thank God. But it was amazing. I dealt with that, just the result of having that stroke for about 2 years afterwards. But after 2 years, I was fully recovered. The blindness went away while I was in the hospital. While I was in the emergency department, the blindness went back. I got my vision back. I wasn't drooping. My drooping recovered in the emergency department. The only thing I had over the 2 years post that stroke was the right-sided weakness that I experienced for a couple years. I would tell people not to keep going, not to push themselves and keep going and believing that, I'm going to get to this end and everything's going to be okay. Go and get it checked out. For the time that we spend taking ibuprofen and sleeping off the pain, we could have gone to see a doctor, gone to get diagnostic tests done, to be evaluated, and learned that we do or do not have something going on with us. And if we did, we can get it treated. So it doesn't hurt to go and have somebody check it out and either affirm that there is something or not something wrong with you. So to please do that. And when symptoms are not ones that could be related to something you're familiar with, don't second guess it. Just let somebody figure out what's going on with you. But during that year, I wasn't even thinking about it. I was caught up in the busyness of my life. And it never even dawned on me that this persistent headache could even lead to a stroke. I mean, that's the mistake we make. We think we could live with these ongoing nagging symptoms and we do nothing about it. And then it's after the fact that we realize we could have done something in advance. And that's what I want people to not do. If you're experiencing these ongoing symptoms, get it checked out. Don't wait. Don't be in a hospital bed like me, then going, oh my God, my grandfather had a massive stroke at 37 and then died. My mother had a stroke, and oh my God, I just had a stroke. And if I had paid attention to that, my family history, I could have potentially not ended up in this hospital bed for 10 days.